Another lovely South Indian lady, and we're going to make another lovely gradient. Because I like my darker skin tones. So we're going to go back to our classic gradient. Once again, we're going to start with our base tone. Which this is like, I would say I pick here. For like the very, very darkest. Then our next one is going to be here. Our next one is going to be, whoop, don't want to move that. Our next one here is going to be right there on that edge. We're going to add another one that's right up here by the eye. Note you want your main color to be the main part of the gradient here. And then our last one is going to be right at the tip of the nose. No, right there. There we go. I'll check your clavicle too. No, right there. There's the best. Yeah, right here. Pick around till you find a good highlight color. In this case, I think it's this spot right here. Maybe lighten it up a little bit more. Okay. Then I'm going to save it in my skin file. Because I like to have many different skins to use. Okay, so we're going to save her. Note you gotta save your thing. Oh, delete that before you can test it, unfortunately. But if you don't like it, you just delete it. So there we go. Now we're looking at it. I think that middle tone right there. Selected the wrong one. Okay, let's try that. Little bit too brown. So it keeps selecting my middle brown color. There we go. Now let's see. There we go. Much better. Hold that up right next to her face. It's all good. But I gotta make sure I don't have like a ton in this folder here. Because nothing more annoying than having duplicates. So there we go. This was our darker skin. This is our more golden skin. Let's see who else we're going to work with. Alright, now it's time for us to actually work with some really dark skin tones. Which, look, I hardly see any characters that are darker than medium brown that people are drawing. Why is that? Why can't you love everybody? Huh? So, in this case, notice her... Let me make a new layer so I can draw on here. Alright. Notice her highlights here, okay? And here, and here. She is using a flash, and our highlights are bouncing back the color of the flash and the wall here. So when you are doing darker skin, it's going to be more shiny. Now note her face definitely has more shine to it than her shoulder, but even here at her neck, you can see the hint of the light in the area. So in this case, for these sort of dark skin tones, a lot of times I'll do multiple versions if I'm going to be drawing that character a lot, like my character Neela, who is super dark skin. I make like 3 or 4 gradients so I don't have to like redo the lighting every time if I'm lazy. So let us do what we've been doing. So we're going to median again. Not quite as much for her though. It's not dinner time yet, cat. It's not 7 o'clock yet. Alright, let's get our gradient. and get to it. So, our darkest color. Right there. I'd say right on the edge, because this is a definite shadow, and we want, like, darker skin. This next color. Oh, look at her face here. It's gonna be... We need next color, not that one. Yes, there we go. It's gonna be right there. And we got this one. That is gonna be right here. And this one, that's gonna be... We'll swap it out. I like that color better. Let's see. Sometimes you gotta click around and see which one you like. That's a good color there. We're just gonna spread out the blend. Then we gotta do our next highlight, which in her case is a little bit of a challenge because you're trying to find lighter. And then your top highlight, tip of the nose, or right here. And we're gonna call this alright, white light. But let's say, get out of there. There we go. Let's try and save that again. Let's delete that one. Alright, but say we are, I don't know, candlelight. More of like a peachy orange. Let's try these out. Gotta select them from this menu. We'll pull them up here. Alright. So let us see our gradient. It's kind of desaturated. I feel like it needs just a little more dark here. Like there. Let's try that again. There we go. That's much better. And you can change that light color to whatever you want. In this case, say, I don't know. I'm always drawing my one character in Cyberpunk where she's in the club. Alright? And for this, we'll just use your standard, like, basic gradient here. It's always drawing her in the club. So I'd add that at the top, and she'd get like a soft light, hard light, color dodge, usually a soft light, and that would warm it up. And then sometimes there'd be like some cool lights behind her. That's when I reverse my gradient and go out like that. And there you go. Turner! Soft light's great. So that's a good medium color. Now we're gonna go a little bit darker. Put these two girls side by side, actually. They are pretty close. Pretty close. That's when you gotta compare, so you don't have a bunch of gradients that are like almost exactly the same. So she's a little bit more golden brown here and less desaturated. But really the only change would be in her highlight there. But I don't know. Let's make a gradient out of her too. Alright. Because I like to make gradients. Alright. So that's her deepest color here. We got a little harder here because it's medium. There we go. Actually, we'll get it from right here. And this next one, we're going to get it from upper lip. Highlight. Right there. Now, in your shades between your middle and highlight, you can add one that's just a little bit more saturated. A little more red. Like that. Which gives it an interesting blend. Oh yeah, I like that color on her collarbone. Perfect. Sometimes you gotta select off the face. You know? And for a highlight, there you go. Sometimes you just gotta select. Like here, you think it's the same color, but it isn't. Select different spots and see what works best for you. Here, we're gonna use that collarbone highlight and lighten it just a little bit. There we are. Okay, and this will be... She's outside here, so we'll make that an outdoors one. Oh, yeah. And just to test, grab your ball and select your gradient. Definitely her. I will change, though, in this case. That just ain't working for me. There you go. You unfortunately do have to make a new. Quit eating that! Oh my god! Make sure to delete your old one. Let's try this now. We still got that highlight. Sometimes I leave it in, sometimes I don't. Alright, let's try this one more time. There we go. There we go, look at that. Alright. Let's go a shade darker. This lovely lady is really getting into the super reflective ultra dark brown shade, where unfortunately it's really hard to find makeup for, and that is a damn shame. But just like before, let us find them base colors. Now note, your highlights here are going to be desaturated because she's in a studio with a white light. Leave it that way and you can change your lighting with that overlay like I showed before, which I'll show again. Alright, so let us make a new one. Just take a previous one and we're going to start here. So, under the chin is your ultimate darkest spot, and our next one would be here. There you go. And our next one, we're going to go right there. And our next one, let's see. Sometimes you gotta click around till you find the right color. In this case, it's going to look really gray. So we're going to actually have to make that highlight a little bit more. In this case, I'm going to make this a little more saturated and a little bit brighter. And then this, we just want to go just a little lighter. That way you can make your highlight color. Okay, let's give it a try on the ball, shall we? Pretty good, but you're like, but what if she's not outside in the studio? Let me show you. So let's say we're under a lovely blue sky. Rare, I know. Add that, and we're gonna do a overlay or a soft light. Okay. But, you know, say we are, I don't know, indoors with, you know, your golden incandescent lights here. Maybe something like that. And then make your hard light or soft light. I like overlay. If it's super bright or soft light, you can always do overlay and then blend the living crap out of it. Good one. Finally, a good use for Gaussian blur. There you go. And just tone it down a little bit. And now we're outside. There you go. Alright, now we're going to next step down. Check this beautiful lady out. So this is going to be an ultra deep color. Look at the contrast between the highlights from the camera flash and her skin. So let's median again. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Now, if you can't really differentiate your colors, you can go totally crazy. And there's one other way to like map your colors out. Cut out. Which, unfortunately, it's being kind of stupid and it's not giving you a really good thing here. But it does give you a general idea. We'll do that and then we'll median it. There we go. Alright, that gives us some ideas. So let's go and get in again to some skin. Alright. That was our deepest color. That's your medium color. That's your slightly highlighted here, and finally there. But I don't like how gray that is because it's not going to give you a good result. So you want to lighten that up a little bit more. And make it so it's a super hot highlight, okay? So it's a super reflection. This is. Okay. So we'll do that. And we'll undo that, find her again, and then let's go and check. Doesn't have to be perfect, by the way, y'all. Just gotta be good. Because remember, doing gradients is simple, right? There you go. There you go. Perfect. Keep in mind, you can do the more fancier gradient if you want, but this is sort of gradient you're going to get in Clip Studio. And there you go. But I hear you say, Moon, what about someone that doesn't have a lot of contrast in their skin? Like super pale folks, let's take a peek at little redhead here. Pantone 76.6. Actually, no. Pantone 62C. Come on, cat. Lay down. I know. Make a copy. What? It's not time to go out yet. No, that she's not going out. The dogs are going out. She's telling me they should go out. Alright. We made her big. That looks a little awkward. We're going to median again. But be careful with it. Be gentle. Not a lot of contrast in this skin color unlike the others, right? So that means you're going to have to shade harder when it comes to it. But first, let us get our base dome from Pantone, or from her chest right here. Let's get our darkest color, which, wow, appears to be actually like under the arm, no, under the neck here. Then this next one will be right there. Then that's a pretty hot highlight up there. And then finally the hottest highlight. Make that just a touch brighter. And we'll make that, you get more of a pink here like this. With pale skin. So we're gonna say. And she's in white light because it's a studio from that demo. Bring out the big bad ball here. And ow. There we go. Now there's a lot of blush here, so let's take that blush out. It works good with anime colors, but not always. There we go. There we go. Now with one like this, you're probably going to have to add a more defined highlight. And in this case, you don't have much higher to go than bright white. There we go. You can blend out that highlight, but you know, there you go. Now her mid-tone is a super pinky color, right? Let's try and fit that in there without it looking too weird. That's better. Check that out. That's nice and rosy. And there you go. So that is essentially how you do. Why don't you try some yourself and add more colors than just your standard 3-tone anime peach in there? Because we have so many colors to work with, it's a shame not to. My full gradient color pack is going to be all of these people. And then some other shades of like that you need in fantasy art. But yes, there you go. Hope you learned a lot. Those of you who watched, I think that would be a honkin' zero. But I appreciate it anyway, and this is gonna go up on my Patreon. I think my next live stream will just be like babbling on and inking, maybe? I don't know. No one watches these. Because I live in Eastern Indonesian time, and YouTube's illegal in Indonesia. That's why you get a VPN. Note, I'm on the East Coast of the US, but I'm a permanent night shifter, so I stream during the day in the more fun part of the world. It's been great. See ya!